Well, welcome viewers. Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia, and I've decided to, as far as I can, rerun the Australian Royal Commission videos on the channel. I just don't want people to forget what happened back there. Obviously, the Jehovah Witnesses are pretty ignorant of the Australian Royal Commission. So I'm going to do everything I can to try and run these videos. It's going to be lengthy, but I want to open it with Barbara Anderson's Watchtower documents. I'll put the link below. The Australian Royal Commission by Barbara Anderson. An Australian Royal Commission held formal public hearings to examine evidence about child sexual abuse within religious and charitable organisations in that country, in Australia, in my country. There are over 30 of these ongoing investigations involving a large number of religions and charities. Each public hearing examined a number of individual case studies involving different public and private organisations. Jehovah Witnesses were among the religious organisations being investigated. The Commission wanted to know specifically how Jehovah Witnesses and the Watchtower Society responded to allegations of child abuse involving members of their congregations. In 2015, the Royal Commission's public hearings involving Jehovah Witnesses were scheduled and heard in Sydney starting on Monday, July the 27th and continued through to August 14th, 2015. The intent of the hearings was to investigate the actual practices and policies of the Jehovah Witnesses and Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Australia Limited in situations of reported and suspected child abuse or endangerment. Following up hearings were scheduled for spring 2017 to review the Watchtower of Australia's policy changes and plans for corrective action. 2017. On March 10, 2017, the Commission held follow-up hearings to hear the Watchtower representatives' descriptions of any corrective actions taken by the Australian branch of Jehovah Witnesses over the past 18 months. More than 5 hours of sessions, the Commission was not satisfied and clearly disappointed with the testimony and voiced their displeasure with the efforts and official responses by the Watchtower branch representatives. Now that's serious. You can follow this link if you want to hear the hearings. And I'm going to put these hearings up in this rerun of the Australian Royal Commission program. The scope and purpose of the hearings were to inquire into the experiences of survivors of child sexual abuse within the Jehovah Witness Church in Australia, the response of the Jehovah Witness Church and the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Australia Limited to allegations, reports or complaints of child sexual abuse within the church, the systems, policies and procedures in place within the Jehovah Witnesses Church and the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Australia Limited for raising and responding to allegations of or concerns about child sexual abuse within the church, and the systems, policies and procedures in place within the Jehovah Witness Church and the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Australia Limited to prevent child sexual abuse within the church. During and after the hearings, the Commission provided witness lists, transcripts, exhibits, images and associated submissions for each case study and makes them publicly available on the Commission's website. And you can go to that website yourself if you want the evidence. Submissions. After hearing, the Council assisting the Royal Commission will provide witnesses and other people who were granted leave to appear at the hearing a written submission detailing what was discovered during the case study. The submission will outline key findings based on the hearing evidence and the recommendations likely to come from them. The recipients of the submission may then provide their own written submissions in reply. The Commissioners then consider this information and when they form their final recommendations during the course of the Royal Commission. In the articles below you will find videos of the live streams of the public hearings and transcripts of those hearings and complete sets of the exhibits used by the Commission that were provided by those involved in the case. Many of these exhibits have never been publicly available before. And here's some of the stuff you can see. But I'm going to go now to live footage from the Australian Royal Commission on the Jehovah Witnesses, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, Church organisation. I hope you enjoy this series. Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.
The one beginning when BCB raised the allegation against Brother Bill concerning being touched inappropriately. I viewed it very seriously. I listened to both to try and ascertain the facts. Sadly, it became a matter of her word against his. There were no other witnesses. And then you say BCB was an attractive young sister and often got around the house in her nightwear, as was the custom of the other children. Now, what do you consider the relevance of that observation?
That was one comment that Bill had made to me, that she was wearing her nightwear at the time.
Well, it suggests that you thought that that might have somehow lessened Bill Neal's culpability.
Not at all. No. In fact, it should have raised stronger warning bells than it did at the time, because it all pointed to the fact that he obviously had noticed it and was affected by that.
Because you accept, of course, that a child can't validly consent to being sexually abused. You accept that, of course.
Yes.
And can never be blamed for it.
Yes.
That's in the Church's own teachings, isn't it? That children can't seduce and should not be blamed.
Mm.
Yes. Those are my questions.
Yes, does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, thank you, Raju. Just in relation to the letter that...
Just identify
I beg
yourself
your
again,
pardon,
if you
sorry. My name is Gallagher and I represent BCB.
Okay.
Just in relation to the letter that Council Assisting was just referring to, behind tab 74, you note in that letter, don't you? Is that in front of you there?
Yep.
Not only the comment, the part of the letter that was just referred to by counsel assisting, but you note also, don't you, that Bill would kiss her goodnight as he did with his daughters. Do you see that there?
Yes.
That was very much lessening his, Mr. Neal's conduct, wasn't it? Do you understand what I mean by that? I'm sorry, you know the allegation to have been, don't you, that he inserted his tongue into her mouth when he kissed her goodnight.
Bill never admitted to that. The way that he put it across was that he would say goodnight to all of the girls before they went to bed.
So what about the accusation from the person who was abused? The accusation was, wasn't it, that the tongue was inserted into her mouth?
I believe so, yes. I can't recall that being said at the time, but it's quite possible that it was.
You took no notes of your initial discussion with BCB and BCC?
No.
Is that so? Your recollection was that they came to your home, that is BCB and BCC, is that right?
That's what I recall, yes.
You understand that BCB's recollection is that you approached her after being told of an allegation from another member of the faith, correct?
That may be so. I don't recall that.
And certainly if somebody is has been told of an allegation of wrongdoing, the faith requires them to come forward and tell an elder. Is that right?
Sorry, I don't understand that question.
If somebody's told of wrongdoing,
Yeah.
the Jehovah's Witness faith requires that person to inform an elder, isn't that so?
They give the... yes. Short answer, yes.
And that's how you came, do you recall, that's how you came upon the information that there was an allegation of wrongdoing from Bill Neal, not from BCB, but from another source?
No, I don't recall that.
In questions asked of counsel assisting, you indicate that just as to taking Mr. Neal to BCB's home, that your evidence was, is this correct, that you did not explain what the process was that was underway at that time? Is that correct?
That's possible.
Well, did you or did you not explain to her what was going on?
In the information here, it's put across that I went to see them with Bill on my own. I don't recall that happening. I thought I only went to see them with Doug Jackson, and I don't recall it being in their home. Normally those sort of events take place at the Kingdom Hall, which...
Yeah. You were 28 at the time, weren't you? Does that accord with
No, I
your
was about
recollection?
32.
32.
By 1992, yes.
But so still quite a young man.
That's right.
And how old was Bill Neal at the time?
Well,
Do you know?
I would like to hazard a guess.
Certainly he was more senior than you.
Absolutely, yeah.
He was a presiding overseer, wasn't
Yes.
he? So that certainly if BCB's recollection is accurate that you attended with Bill Neal, it would have been a situation where he would have been the most senior person in the room. Do you agree with that proposition?
Certainly would have been the oldest, yes.
Sorry?
He would have been the oldest and the most experienced from the church, yes.
Yes. And the more senior member of the church in the room. And you know, don't you, that that BCB and BCC were both quite devout at that time?
Yes.
In the sense that it would have been obvious to you that you were, as an elder, trusted by them?
Yep.
and that they were handing themselves over to your guidance. Do you agree with that proposition?
Yes.
So that, looking back on it now, can you see that taking the abuser to somebody's home is totally inappropriate?
Yes.
You is it the case, sir, that the thrust of inquiry in relation to somebody being involved in wrongdoing is to protect the congregation?
Yes.
So that, in the sense, and excuse me a moment, if we could go to tab 84 and reference 0309. Which is at page 29, the second column. If I could refer you to the second column and about point 7 down the page, the sentence commencing, "It is not his status as an authority figure." Can you see that there? In the second column.
No, not yet.
So I understand it to be, I'm sorry, Your Honour, I hope I haven't got the wrong tab. Tab 84. Excuse me a moment. Oh, I beg your pardon. Maybe I could, it's the "let us abhor what is wicked." Your Honour, I beg your pardon. So certainly 85, I think, Councillors. Tab 85, thank you. Page 29, or in the top right-hand column, 0309, top right-hand of the page. If you could go to the second column, about point 7 down that, you see the sentence commencing, "It is not his status as an authority figure." Can you see that, sir?
Not yet. Oh, yes. Yeah.
It is not his status as an authority figure that should be of concern, but rather the unblemished purity of the congregation.
Yes.
And that was the purpose of your inquiry, wasn't it? To protect the congregation from
Yeah.
Bill Neal.
Yeah.
Not to protect BCB.
Well, her included in the congregation. She was part of the congregation.
As a victim
Yes.
of abuse, she wasn't protected, but as a member of the congregation, you were seeking to protect her. Is that right?
As well, yes.
You indicate that you did not speak harshly to BCB when you were being asked questions by a counsel assisting you. He put to you that you should treat victims with they should be treated with kindness. You agreed with that and indicated that you didn't speak harshly with her. Do you agree, though, that when allegations, when a young woman has made allegations of sexual impropriety against an elder, that taking that elder to her is harsh treatment of her?
I can understand how she would view it that way, yes. And
Well, do you?
on the surface, if I try to put myself in her position, yes, I'd feel exactly the same.
Certainly, it's the case now, isn't it, that I'll withdraw that. Making this inquiry and going to her and having her face her abuser, or that is the accused face his accuser, was all about disciplining Bill Neil, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And certainly it's the case now that if there is a police inquiry on foot in regards to a matter, that disciplinary proceedings will run parallel with that. Do you agree with that?
I don't have any experience with that at this time, so...
In the sense that if there is a police inquiry on foot, certainly members of the church and the congregation are told not to interfere with the police inquiry. Is that right?
I would think that would be reasonable, yes. I don't remember instructions in that way, but...
Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now. Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.